Whew, all right. What's up, sports nuts? Welcome to episode 5 of Sports on the Run. Today hit me a little harder, but gotta do it every day, right? All right, so today we're gonna do a breakdown of Orlando Magic's draft, as well as the Sacramento Kings. We're just gonna finish the top 5, since we've already done the Pistons, Rockets, and Thunder. We'll finish out the top 5 today, and dive into a little bit of the NBA news and things that we're hearing. See what you all think of it, pros and cons, disagree or agree. All right, so let's jump right into the Orlando Magic, the number 1 overall pick. A pick that shook up the draft, as some people are saying, or at least they confused the draft or was a surprise. I think Orlando kind of knew who they wanted from the start, and they just kind of let the media run with Jabari Smith number 1, no chance of anyone else news. I don't think it really shook up the draft much. I think the Rockets were set to take whoever they landed on at 3. The Thunder, I think, were dead set on Holmgren, obviously, no matter who came. So Orlando picked the player that they wanted, and that was Paolo Banchero. So my thoughts on Paolo, I know I've said in previous videos that I am not a fan of his. I think he's a good player. I am just not sure. I don't think the ceiling's as high. I know the 6'10" LeBron comparisons have been out there. I don't think he's anywhere near as good defensively now, nor will he ever be as good defensively as LeBron is when he's locked in. As far as jump shooting goes, they might be on par with each other, because I don't think either is particularly good at jump shots, or three-point shooting anyway. Where I think he fits on the Magic is I do think he's a great fit with their lineup. I think they have untraditional guards on their lineup with Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs. I think those guys are more about scoring, and they can do good with a power forward who can handle and pass. So I think he is going to fit in well as far as that's concerned. They could be a bit undersized, but I mean, it is the future NBA here with 6'10" Paolo and 6'10" Wendell Carter. They could be a bit undersized, but I mean, it's like I said, it's the future of the NBA, is shooting and spreading the floor. So I think it's a great fit for them. They think they're ready to compete, so they want to get the more win now player, and I think they got that in Paolo. So you got your lineup of Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner, and Paolo and Wendell. If healthy, that to me is probably a playoff team in the East. Is it a threat to the Eastern Conference Finals or Finals? No, not yet. But if all the players continue to develop and they retain those players, they could be a title contender in the future if everybody hits their ceiling. Second round, they took who did they take? The forward out of Michigan, Caleb Houston. I think he can shoot. He's got length, so he has potential for defense if he can put it all together. So I like the pick. He's a good rotational guy off the bench for them. So I know that there's a lot of people that thought there was a promise from other teams late in the first round, which is why he didn't work out. But maybe it was the Magic who promised to take him in the second. Or maybe there's no promise and he just didn't want to work out. Time will tell on that. But either way, I think it's a good fit for the Magic. Okay, now what was the other team? Oh, Sacramento. Sacramento's going to Sacramento. That's what I'm seeing a lot of in these articles. And you know, that could be the case. It could be a case of Sacramentoing. But they are a team that is they have a driving force that wants to be in the playoffs, whether it's the play-in or further up in the rankings. So they took the win now guy in Keegan Murray. I personally love Keegan Murray. I mean, I think he's NBA ready. I think he can shoot really well. He showed that. He puts a lot of effort in, and I think that fits very well in with Domantas Sabonis. And then you've already got the guards there. You've got De'Aaron Fox, Davion Mitchell, and Harrison Barnes. So I mean, I think you have a quality starting 5 that, if everybody stays healthy, will easily compete for the play-in. Being that it's, one of those 7 to 10 spots, they will easily compete for that spot. So I don't really have a problem with them drafting Keegan Murray. He's NBA ready, which is what they want. I mean, I do think they should eventually look long-term, but maybe Keegan could show us all up and be a long-term power forward for them, and all of us will be eating crow. So the second round, though, I do think they reached for potential, which I loved. I couldn't believe he fell as far as he did. Jaden Hardy, from G League Ignite. I thought he was a great pick for them in the second round. So guard, provides instant offense, can be a little inconsistent, but that offensive potential there is just huge. So I do love that for them. So good on you. And that's all I really have for those two teams. Not a lot to cover. They each had 2 picks, and those are those picks. So let's go forward to some more little news. Kyrie Irving apparently is trying to force his way to the Lakers. He clearly thinks LeBron is the best player for him to pair up with. Can't argue that. LeBron's ball dominant forward, and Kyrie Irving can play with the ball in his hand or catch and shoot. So he is a good fit. They showed that in Cleveland. But, I mean, how does it happen? He opts into his contract. That's like $30+ million contract. And then you have to find a way to force a trade to the Lakers. And I just don't think they have the contracts that'll line up. And I don't see the Nets accepting a trade centered around Russell Westbrook and pairing Durant with 2 non-floor spacers in Westbrook and Ben Simmons. I just don't see that happening. So I'm not sure how it works, but you know, crazier things have happened. Still interested to hear your thoughts on where you think Kyrie will end up ultimately. Will it be staying with the Nets? Will it be somehow forcing his way to the Lakers? Maybe they find a third team that wants Russ, and then they can facilitate it that way. But it's a lot of money to move around and match up. So I'm not sure if that'll work for them. But time will tell. There's also the rumors pre-draft that there was almost a blockbuster trade featuring John Collins and a couple of other young players to get Dejounte Murray to Atlanta. I don't know if it's true that Trae Young and Dejounte really do want to play together, but that's what the rumors are saying. And I do think that that would be a perfect pairing. You've got a defensive do-it-all point guard paired with a high assist, high shooting Trae Young. I think they play very well together. They complement each other very well. That's what I was working for, complement. I'm not a professional, so bear with me, guys. So I do think that they would complement each other very well. But time will tell. San Antonio seems really committed to him, but San Antonio is not going to be competing for a title anytime soon, not with the roster they have. So they might want to look at trading Dejounte if they can get a young forward and some other young quality pieces. Maybe some picks in return. That'd be a trade that San Antonio should do, in my opinion. Elsewhere in the NBA, I'm not really sure what other rumors are going on right now. If you have any subjects that you want me to talk about, any thoughts, please comment. If you watch the video and you like it, give me a like and just let me know. I'll be happy to give a shout out on the next video or talk about whatever subject you want to hear about. Tomorrow I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to try to continue my NBA draft breakdown, but as we get out of the top 5, the videos will be a little bit shorter on those ends, so I might try to pivot a little bit to some NBA news as well as pivot over to the NFL a little bit, as you know, wrapping up OTAs and mini camps and see what news are going there. We'll start with just do a division at a time, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that too. What division should I start with? All right, thank you all for listening. Hashtag Orlando Magic, hashtag Sacramento Kings, and hashtag Sports on the Run. All right, have a good day, Sports Nuts.